Hi traders, welcome back to the channel. This is a weekly recap on the trading combine that I've been working on. So right now I got two trading combine. Damn, this shit looks bad. Two trading combines and that I'm working on. Like I said, I've developed like a huge bad trading habit with a lot of over trading and lack of consistency. And that's something that I'm trying to overcome, trying to tackle. I do have a notion and the understanding of the market, but at the same time, I've lacked consistency. I've had a fundamental problem with consistency with managing my account, and especially due to like the idea of like prop firm and trying to like get a payout and all this kind of stuff, try to get funded. So the consistency hasn't been there in a long time, quite some time, and that's where I want to get to. I want to become a very consistent trader, and I do realize that the math when it comes to trading with prop firm can make sense if you do the right thing. If you get sucked into that high of payout when you get one and you are chasing it, try to get back to it, you easily put yourself out of business, because trading is a business. You will think that throwing more money at it will get you to where you want to, which is completely false. I believe that it's the slow growth that makes the money, because if you develop a system that is consistent, your strategy, you will take losses, but your parameter, no more than 3 losses per week. I can't get locked, right? No more than 2 losses in a day. Better risk management, better contracting, understanding when and where to take your setup, all this kind of stuff. And then by doing that through combines, and then till you get funded, you probably build a better track record and a better confidence in your trading system. And here's the thing, with most of those companies, you can get and manage more than one account. So an example is that actually, or something that I'm striving toward, is that goal of actually doing the right thing. Because for a long time, I try to bypass everything. I don't want to spend no more time in combine. I can pass it within 2 days, so let me just pass it as quickly as possible. And, those are real thing in the funded account, right? But I rarely do the right thing in the funded account. Some people, it worked for some people, but it hasn't really worked for me, because I will be aggressive on combines. I may blow a lot of combines, and I may pass some combine. And then once I get to funded, now it's all emotion. It's the idea, I'm here now, I got to make the payout because I invested so much, I've blown so much accounts, I need to make the money back, right? So instead of focusing on, okay, I'm going to take this thing easy, I go back to the setting of, I just literally make 3,000 in 2 days. Let me do the same shit that I did that made me 3,000 in 2 days on the combine, to do the same thing in the funded account, where when that's not the right goal, it can work depending on this on how lucky you get or how good the market is for you during that week or that specific period of time. But for me, most of the time, I may have 2 winning days and the account may be above buffer zone, right? But I don't stop myself. I just chill. I have a trade. Boom, I blow the account. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm close to getting payout. I have 3 winning days. Why did I do that? And it's just because lack of consistency, lack of proven strategies that I'm really confident in, knowing that, okay, maybe if the setup doesn't present itself today, I can come back tomorrow or next week and be patient with it so that I can get the payout. He has never been that. He has been, I'm just going to trade high frequency. I make my money, cool. I'll lock the account today. I'll lock the account tomorrow. But then I crash on the next day, on the 3rd day or the 4th days. And I never get to the payout, the 5 winning days. You see that lack of consistency. If you can show that you can win more than 5 days or more than that, or manage the account more than for a month or 2 months, you are not showing any growth as a trader, right? You are just gambling the money away. So that's kind of like my understanding of those mistakes that I've been making, and I wanted to change that. And instead of throwing money and then trying to get funded as soon as possible and then trying to like do the learning unfunded, I can afford the combines and work on that, on those ideas. That's what I'm doing, this kind of like new series where like we're going back to zero, like we are restarting everything, trying to like create that basis. And from there, the goal is to get 5 funded accounts, right? 1 account at a time or 2 accounts at a time, however it goes, but then to follow a consistent process. This is the first time in a while that I've had a combine that I'm actually managing, that I have for like, for a week, right? And now like 2 weeks that I didn't actually blow because I tried to stick to the rules that I have in place. So far, you can see the trade win is 45%. I have 6 losses, 5 wins. I'm down negative 900, and my risk to reward ratio is not good. And I wanted to go throughout this week and how this week transpired and what really happened, so that this is kind of like a mini journal. Like we're working on the data, we're working on the 1 trade per day, and keeping that consistency to like record those data and then grow from there. So my most active days is Tuesday, profitable is Monday, and least profitable is Monday as well. Number of trades 11 and all this kind of stuff. So as you can see, I started the account with I think $300 in profits, then lost some, recouped some, gained a little bit more. I think I have the 2 break-even day. One of the day was supposed to be profitable, but it got to the 1 to 2 risk reward ratio. However, my take profits was at 2.5, so it didn't take me out because how the market has been lately. It didn't trigger my take profit, so it went back to break even, and I ended up closing the day I think on a 200 or something, and that was a break even day. And then I had 2 consecutive losing day. 2 consecutive losing day of about roughly $500. My daily risk loss limit is $500, so that's what that turned out to be. I set a system where I am only allowed to take 5 trades a week and about 1 trade per day. I did change it a little bit this week where I was taking 2 trades per day, but then I actually changed it back to 1 trade per day. So as you can see, this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, took 3 trades on Monday, 2 on Tuesday, and then 1 on Wednesday. And then my account got locked because this was more than 5 trades for the rest of the week, which I wasn't even going to trade Thursday, and then today was NFP and I did not trade at all. So I just want to go through like the journal and what the journal and then the trade for the week, so that just run you guys through the thing real quick. So this was a trade for, well, I'll just go through the trade and then the strategies that I have in place throughout the week from Monday through Friday. It's just gonna be a quick back testing session. So if you are liking the video, you can just stick around and see the strategies that I have in place. But yeah, I do update this account every week, and I'm just gonna keep doing it until we reach consistency. So the strategies I'm using ICT trading strategy, and basically what I look for on a day-to-day basis, I am looking for zone of buy stop and sell stop prior to 8:30 opening. So I will delineate my sell stop and my buy stop prior to 8:30, and then wait in the macro session of 9:50, 10:10 to take my trade that will target the other side of liquidity. So in this case, 8:30 opens, right? And I'm scanning, I'm looking for buy side. We do have a relative buy side on here that I left open, and we do have a sell side. I'm waiting to see which side of the market is being rated first or taken first. Then I'm going to engage to find a trade that will go in the opposite direction. In this case, I'm just going to go straight to the session that I took my entry in. Basically it's just ICT 2022 model, which is I look at the sell side. We had already on sell side. That was Monday. A shifting market structure. It traded back right here into this fair value gap, and I take the trade. I trigger the trade, fair value gap, and then I'm looking for a 1 to 2. I think I had my entry during that day on this candle, and I think my stop was right below this one, which I had it set up like this, a little bit, I think like this. So I think a little bit like this, and then I trailed my stop right below here, below this fair value gap once it traded into it, but price didn't really trigger, so it triggered me out. And then that was a break-even day. That was sitting here at $50 win for that day. It was break-even. Then we move on to Tuesday, which things get very interesting as we get closer and closer to NFP, and the market was reacting in a funny way. So Tuesday trade setup was there, more on 2-minute fair value, 2-minute time frames than 1 minute, but I ended up taking a larger losses. That is due to a couple of things. It's due to FOMO. I was getting much more excited because I had a relatively good day on the second account, on that Monday, because the second account actually triggered the win, which on that account I made, I think, like $1,200 or something on that specific trade that I just showed you on Monday. So I came into the market with some kind of like optimism. I wanted to, like, get a trade and, buy that FOMO, instead of taking that one entry, setting my sell stop and my profit target, and then just be done with it. I didn't. I participated heavily, I think taking 2 trades, and made my stop too tight, which when price so instead of just entering in the fair value gap as a sell stop and then take profit, I entered, trade early, it take me out, enter once again right when it was down here, and then I was starting to like chase price, and then I took the loss that I took. So 2 losses on 2 trade, I think like around $200. So it made it $700 loss for the day. However, if I stuck to the same principle, 8:30 buy side, sell side structure, red on sell side, we had here's a shift in market structure, return to that fair value gap, 2022 model, aim for the sell side, which was here on 1 to 2. I would have gotten my 1 to 2, and I didn't. Now, this is where things get a little bit wicked, because as we're getting closer to NFP, market doesn't move the ways that I want it to move, or like, in the ideal way. So we had a relatively large range prior to 8:30, which is some things that, because I'm trying to like familiarize myself with that strategy as well, and I get confused sometimes with like where is the right buy side, where is the right rate on market structure that I'm supposed to look and then expect or anticipate that reversal or like that shift in market structure to come from. And in this specific case, I would have taken loss because I was bearish in bias, and I would have lost either way. And it's fine to have a losing day, right? And then that's what I'm trying to condition myself to. Either I don't see my confirmation and I don't trade at all, or I see my confirmation and I take the trade with confidence and based on the data that I've collected, that more often than not, it will go my way and still lose. That would have been a good loss compared to me chasing price and then running after price. So this is exactly what happened. In hindsight and after backtesting, we can have a better view on the market now, where we have 830. We do have that run into the Newegg opening gap. We have a quick reaction around 930 that shifted this previous swing high. Price returned back into this fair value gap to trigger the buy side and attack the buy side here. But also could argue that after we attack the buy side, I may still have come back in the market looking at this shift in market structure and wanted to participate and engage on this one and still lose on the day. I did take a trade on a 1 minute time frame, which was based on the idea of us going lower and selling, which was here. We had the little high shifting structure, fair value gap. I entered, it moved my world a little bit. I did no trail, and it ended up taking me out, and I lose on that one trade. So that's Wednesday. And then literally Thursday and Friday, things just get wicked because we are closer to NFP. So market moves in a ways that it's hard to anticipate. There are a lot of manual intervention. There was Trump news with tariffs that was coming in, and the market was very uncertain. So there are a lot of wicks. So when you look at those candles, you can see wicks. So on 5 minutes, we didn't really have any setup at all. However, on the 1 minute, we initially, again, like I was saying, sometimes it's confusing to know like which one is the right buy side or sell side. So we do have a clear swing high prior to the 830, but then the swing low happened after 830. I haven't had that kind of structure before. You could argue that you can take a bias here from this fair value gap targeting the buy side, but that's not how my strategy works. My strategy, I look for my trade within the macro, not outside of the macro. So it quickly uses 930, take out the buy side, and here it does shifting structure, market structure here as 930 open, trade back to the fair value gap. Could argue, can enter here, set your sell stop here, and then target the sell side, which is what it did. I did not participate because I was not trading on Thursday because it was the day before NFP and usually not a good day. And then lastly, on Friday, a little bit wicked too, as you can see. But it was more like a ICT 2022 model, which does use the macro to trigger the sell program, but the shift in structure, the run on buy side, everything was situated within the 5 minute time frame and then prior to the macro. So we had the run on this buy side. The body of the candle here run above the body of the candle, even though it doesn't take out those wicks, it still run on buy side here. Then we have the shift in market structure here, a return to that fair value gap. I would say like in this specific trade, the entry would not be on the bullish. We wait and see the reaction on that candle and then maybe enter here, right? Once it closes and showing sign that, okay, we want to like move significantly lower, we can enter. But then again, what kind of day are we in? Would I want to take the trade with 100-point risk, I'm not sure. Maybe if I drop down to using a macro, a micro, maybe, but definitely not a mini. Price proceeded to drop from that point all the way down for almost 330 points within a space of 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes, about an hour or so. It dropped about 300 handle. So yeah, that's the week. The recap for the week. It has been a losing week. I took 1 break even and 2 losing day, and then the account got locked. So I'll resume trading next week, Monday. So far I'm down, I think $900 or something. Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. 1 or 2 win will get me back to break even, and then we'll go from there. But my focus is not so much on winning, but my focus is on that process of reading the market, taking the right trade, documenting, journaling, and then seeing and working that way toward consistency. So yeah, I don't know. It sounds like it's a long video, but at this point, I'm just gonna show you guys the process, and hopefully you stick around and see what happened. Until next time, my friend, peace and safe trading.